Williams.
Yeah, thank you. Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker,
Tēnā koe.
and goodness, it's a lively general debate today, and I just want to say, Dr Hutchinson, I think quite highly of you, but even I was a little taken aback at that debate and that swipe you took at us, and I think perhaps you were getting a little out of your depth when you talk about the caucus's relationship to the Labour caucus's relationship to its leader. I want to bring us back to actually things that matter to ordinary New Zealanders. I want to bring us back to some basic principles and talk about housing. It's a basic human right to have housing, the right to shelter. Housing, in the primitive sense, is about protection. It's about having protection from those things that could do us harm. And it permits you to establish yourself and to have a base with which that you can then gather those things around you that are important to you. It provides also a base for us as humans to flourish, to restore and to recover. But when we talk about housing, it's not just the structure we're talking about. We're talking about decent housing that's warm and dry and affordable. And how does warm, dry, affordable housing benefit our people? Well, there are several ways. Let's just look at the health benefits of warm, dry, affordable homes. It's well documented that a home that's in a decent condition contributes to the good health outcomes of that population. A place that's warm and dry. So with Labour's Healthy Homes Guarantee, for example, homes will have insulation and heating for those who rent and you will have a decent standard of accommodation. That will help to combat the really high rates of respiratory conditions we have that our children suffer. So, but there's something about also the affordability to heat your homes. So with NZ Power, we are looking at making the affordability to heat your home a reality for New Zealanders. Because having a warm, dry home is a source of well-being for young children and for older citizens alike. Preventing poor health outcomes in our population has a positive impact on the cost of health to our population, not only to the country, but in the overall well-being of individuals and families.
I'm sorry to interrupt the member, but it is not acceptable for a member to be making a phone call on a cell phone while in the chamber. Poto Williams.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It is well to remember that good housing is essential for a good community. Now, John A. Lee said that back in the 1930s, and it's as pertinent today as it was back then. Being able to put down roots and develop links and connections into the community and to take advantage of that community capital, that social capital, takes time, and people need to have time to do that, regardless of whether they own their home or they rent. There shouldn't be barriers to long-term residencies in a community simply because of your ability or inability to purchase a home, to rent a home, or to have the support from social providers into housing. But home ownership should be available to all Kiwis who want it. These are not individual benefits either. It benefits the community to have well-networked residents who are aware of their neighbours and the situations that their neighbours live in and be supportive of them. Difficult times, such as a natural disaster, are times when those connections are most apparent, and recovery in communities would not be possible without there being strong connections in place. So soon, Mr Speaker, I want to talk about, just to finalise, a responsible approach to housing, one that considers the person's ability to pay for housing, which not only means affordability and availability of that housing, but having the income available to pay for that housing, which really is, for most of us, the biggest takeout of our pay packets each week. I just want to finalise by saying We want to provide an environment that encourages saving through compulsory KiwiSaver contributions, which means we save for our retirement, but we also have deposits for our first home, and we have a tool to manage inflationary pressures as well. And above all, we make it possible for Kiwi families to put down roots and fully participate in community life. Thank you.
Paul Goldsmith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do want to start by referring to the Honourable John Banks, and I'm conscious